space today. The wind is howling in my front room, in my loft. Here we go. Saturday. I'm going to have you rest your palms on your knees. Point your toes forward, outer ankle bones off the ground. Push down through your knees, lift up through the base of your skull. And close your eyes. Relax your jaw and your tongue. With your mind's eye, look at the right side and the left side of your spine, the front and the back side of your spine, and hold yourself up. So perhaps you can narrow your side body a bit. Press down through your hips, lift up through your ribs, not your shoulders. And then when you inhale, open your eyes. We're going to bring your left hand to the left collarbone, and then just gently bring your jawbone away from your collarbone. Hold that down. So you stretch out this side of your neck. Go slow. And then slowly turn your chin to look at your right hip, top of your thigh, and slowly come back center, and then lift yourself back up. And roll your shoulders. We'll bring the right hand to the right collarbone. Go down, your knees, come up through your spine. Keep your chin tucked in. But gently bring your stretching from the collarbone to the jawbone. You're tight in there, I don't know. And then slowly turn to look towards your left hip. Go slow, feel what's happening. Breathe. All right, and then come back up. And roll your shoulders. I'm going to have you bring your hands together. Then interlace your fingers and turn your palms away from your breastbone. Now when you start bringing your hands up, you're tight in your shoulders, you may only get to the line of your forehead because you don't want to let this come forward. So if you're tight in your shoulders, you're trying to get your hands toward the ceiling, you're going to lose it right here. You don't want to lose it there. You want to be where you are right here. From the top of your thigh to your lower ribs, to your armpit, to your elbows, to your wrists. Go down through your hips, go down through your knees, go down with your feet. And then coming back, bring your arms around, coming back down. Right, so now we'll interlace the other index finger in front, push palms back. Maybe this is all you get. You don't want this to happen. You don't want this to happen. You just want to stretch. Long, slow, deep breaths. You have to move. Movement is medicine, and we've talked about that before. Then we exhale, bring your arms around and down. We're going to come backward. You want your lower ribs to come backward. You want the tops of your arms to come backward. You want your knees, your feet to go down. You want to go down through your hips. You want to come up through your back waist. Use the base of all of your fingers. All of your fingers. Go down through your knees. Drop your heels toward the ground. Then inhale, coming back up. We're going to come forward. You want your lower back to be open. It's the only way you'll come forward. It's the only way you'll have enough space in there to come forward. You want your fingers on the floor. You want your toes forward. You want your hands on your knees. You want your hands out in front of you. You'd like to soften your back. How does it feel? Right side, left side. Still got your feet engaged. Got down through, going down through your knees. And then inhale, coming back up. All right, we're going to keep the left leg in easy cross leg. We're going to bring the right leg in. Bring your hands behind your right leg. And then see about taking your foot into the line of your knee. Maybe your foot goes higher than that. Maybe you reach up with your hands. Try not to lean back too much. But just stretching out the back of this leg. You want to do some circles with your foot, changing directions. All right, then bring that leg back down, easy cross leg. And see what happens on this other side. So first just bring your knee. Maybe this is where drop your shoulder blades down. So this is nice and open and broad. You want to take your foot higher. Take your foot higher. You want to bring your hands up to your leg. Standing pose. We're going to do a standing pose. Can this be an internal here? All right, then come back. We're going to come onto hands and knees. Knees 2 fists apart, hands in line with your knees, your feet in line with your knees. Hold your shoulders back. Now, when you inhale and lift your hips in your head, and you open, you stretch the front side of your body. When you exhale, you stretch the back side of your body. Press your feet down. Back and forth. All right, when you come back center, drop your hips back towards your heels, coming into child's pose. As from here, we're going to lift the hips up a bit. We're going to walk the hands around to the right. So you stretch from your left hip through your waist. Can you keep your hips in line with your knees? So all this left side, tuck your chin in. And then as you walk your hands back, move around. And keeping your hips above your knees, we're going to walk the hands out to the left side now. So you stretch this right side, keep your tip on the top of your thigh in line with your knee. Okay? And breathe. Tuck your tummy in, and then come back. Yesterday we talked about the last class I did was yesterday. Talked about the space in the palms of your hands. Often we lift the base of the first finger. I can show you here. People want to do their hand. They want to do their hand like this. You want to pull the base of the first finger up, the base of the thumb up. You want that to go down because it works the inside of the arm. Otherwise, you can't get the inside of your arm. All right, so no flat hands. When you're ready, you come into your downward facing dog. Tuck your chin in. Getting internal with your legs. Drop down through the base of your first finger, the base of your thumb, so that you can get the line of energy from your thumb, from the base of your first finger, from your thumb, right up to the front of your armpit. How else? You have to work both sides of your arms. You have to work all sides of your arms. All right, we're going to walk the feet forward, and we're going to stand up. We're going to do side stretch first today. So, I'll come this way. As you bring your hands in behind you, whether you do prayer pose or whether you do folded arms, or maybe put your hands here. Take your elbows and pull these lower ribs backward. Lift your kneecaps up. Widen the bones of your feet. When you lift yourself up and you bend yourself backward, this is a backward. The base of your neck is a backward. Can this left hip come around some? So you're squaring off here. If I put a stick here at your right hip bone, the left one will be coming around toward it. When you then come forward over your front leg, modify it however you need to modify it. Can the top of this right thigh stay backward? So what happens if I let it come this way sideways? I lose the action of the thigh. You want to keep your hands behind you. You want to bring your hands to the ground. Tuck your chin in. Hold your shoulder blades back. Use your both big toes. Get to breathe. Or now use your feet. Use your calves. Use your thighs. Use your abdominals. When you inhale, you lift yourself back up. Come around the other side. Okay, so your feet, arches in your feet. And that's how you'll be able to work the insides of your legs. So maybe you've got prayer pose back here. Maybe you're folding your arms back here. Maybe you're bringing your hands to your hips back here. As you lift up and you lift up and you backward through the back side of your body to support the front side of the spine. Always. Then when you come forward over your front leg, can you keep the top of this left thigh from going sideways? You want it to be coming into the line of your ankle, abdomen toward the thigh, chest toward the knee. Tuck your chin. Hold your shoulders back. Base of your big toe, front foot, back foot. Right leg is an internal. All right, when you inhale and you lift yourself back up, turning your feet around. So we're going to do the triangle pose. To the right, to your right. Pull it in. Use arches in your feet. You want the inside legs to work, the inside knees to work. If you pull energy backward through your thumbs, you'll get this energy right here that's going to help you hold your chest open. So when you come into your triangle pose, you want to keep your legs coming in. You want the base of the spine to go toward the left foot. You want the triangle. You got the triangle, your base. Pull your feet in. Then the base, your triangle is your left leg. No, your right leg, your right arm, and the length of your spine. So if you've got yourself all crooked there, can you elongate your spine? Don't forget to breathe. This is an internal. You're not trying to crank this backward. It's not about that. It's about extending your spine. When you inhale, you come back up. You turn your feet round. Can you put your front heel in line with the middle of your back foot? Pull your legs in. Pull these front hip bones in. Pull these lower ribs in, the base of your breastbone in, and stretch it out. Shoulders are down because you're relaxing, you're lengthening your neck. All right, so get your legs, get your arches in your feet. When you come into your triangle pose, keep this, keep this, keep this. You don't want that to tilt, because then you can't get to that lower back space. Yesterday we used a block here or here, and it's not about going to the ground. It's it's about finding the triangle, keeping this triangle of your legs, and creating this triangle here in this left side. Hold the weight of your head. Don't let your head fall. If your head falls, these lower ribs are going to lift up. So if you hold the weight of your head, you'll manage these lower ribs. When you inhale, come back up. So you turn your feet round. Keep them wide. We're going to turn the toes out a bit and drop the hips down. All right, then stretch your arms out. And then see about coming forward. Tucking your chin in. You're going to bring your arms out in front. Don't forget to breathe. Tuck your chin in. Drop your hips down. Get the arches in your feet. When you inhale, you'd come back up. And then as you jump your feet back, come into a forward bend, folding down. Release your weight of your head. Bend your knees if you need to bend your knees. We're going to do warrior one. I'll come this way again. Bring this around. Lengthen through here. Tuck your tummy in. You want the top of your thigh to stay in line with your foot, with your ankle. And you want this to stay tucked in. When you bend your knee, can you get the calf muscles to work? You get the front of this back leg to work. Front hip bones come in. Pull energy from in with your feet, both feet. If you dropped a plumb line from the base of your spine, you'd like both feet to have energy coming toward there. And raise your arms. Lower ribs, base of the breastbone. Base of the throat is deep. Get the outside of that back foot to do something for you. Maybe. Find your triceps. Push up through your thumbs. Long fingers. And then inhale, come back up. Turn you around the other way. If you need to put your hands on your hips, put your hands on your hips. Again, this is a backward. This is a backward. This is an inward. Get your calf muscles to work, both legs, calf muscles, arches in your feet. That's going to put us, people with flat feet don't have any spring in their step. So, when you then bend your left knee, keep this right leg strong. Get your calf muscles, calf muscles in both legs to work. You're going to raise your arms without letting this fall forward. This is a backward. You don't want your lower ribs to fall into your kidneys. Can you wrap that right hip around? Move. Feel your feet, widen your toes, breathe. When you inhale and you come back up, as you turn your feet around, can you jump? So you bring them back evenly. All right. We're going to see about bringing your right foot to your left calf, your left knee. Flex your ankle. Bring your hands to your foot and to your knee. Bend your standing leg, bend your left knee, and see about coming forward over your right leg. Hold your shoulders back. Tuck your chin in. If you let your elbows go out, you're going to collapse your throat at the base of your neck. Don't forget to breathe. And then inhale, coming back up. Shake your legs, your arms. We'll do the other side. So when you bend your right knee and bring your left foot ankle to your right thigh. flexion. And maybe this is all you get. Maybe you have to go stand with your hands against the wall or a chair, or maybe you can drop your hips down. Keep the action of your foot. Bring the back of your neck away from your tailbone, away from your sacrum. Yeah, breathing, you're breathing, relax your jaw. All right, then slowly make your way back up. Shake your legs. We'll do extended level to your right. This hip is an internal, and say it often enough, you're not trying to keep your hips level to the back against the wall. It's not what it's about. This is finding your muscles around you, growing those lower abdominal muscles, the upper abdominal muscles, the strength of your legs. Bring your left hand to the back of your leg, push your leg against you, and don't lock your knee, find your calf muscle, put the arch in your foot. When you bend your front knee, you want the top of this left thigh to sink down. You'd like a line from your knee to the top of your thigh to the top of your thigh. And then you stretch it out. Keep the energy of your feet coming in. Again, if you dropped a plumb line from the base of your body, you want the energy of your feet, your legs to be coming in. Turn your face, relax your jaw. If you're tight in the groin, the knee's going to come forward. Your intention, put it in your head, your intention is to bring that knee back over the line of your ankle. And one day you go, ah. Then inhale, come back up. We'll come around the other side. Roll your shoulders. Bring your right hand to the back of your leg. Push your leg without locking your knee. This hip is an internal. That pubic bone, navel, breastbone, throat line, this is. So as you bend your left knee, again, knee, top of the thigh, top of the, and maybe this is as far as you go. Well, that's as far as you go. But your intention, if you put it in your head one day, you'll find it. It's the connection between mind and body. And every time you do this, you're creating new memory in your muscles. Did you get this outer thigh to work? Without losing the big toe here. Shoulders ease down in your back. Throat is deep. Breath is easy. If your knee is forward, lift the arch of your foot. I don't know how to do it. Press down with your big toe. When you inhale, coming back up. Turning your feet around. Can you jump? Jump back. Okay. Otherwise, you drag this one in, you drag that one in. Just jump. Bring them back in evenly. We'll do tree pose. Yeah. After that other one, will tree pose be easier? If you need the wall, go to the wall. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And widen your collarbones. Lift your chest. Don't push this forward. This is a backward, so this can be an upward. And just about bringing your hands behind your hips, away from your hips a bit, without collapsing your thoracic spine, your lumbar spine. All right, then come back. We'll do the other side. So however it works for you. You point your toes down. Deepen the fronts of your ankles. You want the top of this standing thigh to be above your ankle. Talk about that before. When you bring your hands behind you, interlace your other index finger in front, drop your shoulders, so lift the back of your head up. And maybe your hands come away from your hips. Maybe you're holding on to the chair or the wall. All right, and then coming back. We're going to come onto our, we're going to come into child's pose. You're going to shift your weight round, side to side. Release the weight of your head. And roll your shoulder blades around. Talk about fascial tissue before. You want your skin to move over your muscles. You don't feel like you're shrink wrapped in your skin. We're going to do a lunge. So as you bring your right foot forward, you begin with your heel under your knee. Can you level off hips? If this is falling forward, could you fix that? Could you hold that backward? You you want to hold your thoracic spine. You want to hold the weight of your head up. And when you come into your lunge, keep your heel down. Use your back foot. Bring your front hip bones in. Otherwise, you tend to drop into this right hip. You want to hold the hips. You want to bring your hands behind. You want to bring your hands high. If this is dropping forward, can you fix that? You're not stiff, but if you're stiff, you're trying to avoid the stiffness. You're trying to get rid of the stiffness. Come back up. Keep your right foot. So what we're going to do this time is you're going to bring the left hand to the back of the left leg. Bring the right hand toward the ceiling. When you come into the lunge again, we're going to lift up through this right arm. Turn to look towards your left foot. Maybe you see it, maybe you don't. And we're going to stretch over this right side. Keep your elbow, keep these tricep muscles working. Keep your feet pressing down, pulling you backward through your front foot. All right, then come back. Child's pose. Long, slow breaths. You'll catch your breath more easily with longer, slower breaths rather than huffing and puffing. All right, we'll do the other side. Ready? This is an internal. This is an internal. So this isn't happening. You've got this working to hold the back of the rib cage up. Use your toes, both feet. You want these hip bones to come in, these lower ribs to come in. You don't want the spine, the lumbar spine, to collapse forward. The base of your ribs to collapse forward. What do you do on the other side? Use your toes, both feet. Put energy backward through this left foot. All right, then come back. Take a couple breaths. We're going to bring the right hand to the back of the right leg. We're going to bring the left hand toward the ceiling. Bring this around. When you come into your lunge again, use your feet. And you lift up and you come backward, or you come sideways. Look towards your right foot. All this left side is getting stretched. The front of the right thigh, what's happening there? Widen your toes. Forget to breathe. All right, then come back. Child's pose. Long, slow, deep breaths. Shifting around. All right. We're going to come onto our tummy. We're going to do locust pose. Tuck your chin. We're going to break it down a little bit. See? Roll your shoulders back, pull your lower ribs in, widen your toes. When you inhale, just lift your head and your chest. Slide your hands down along the sides of the head. Hands press down, feet press down. You're breathing. Don't crank your chin forward. Lift the base of your neck. When you exhale, come back down. All right, so this time, we're going to lift the head and the chest and your right leg. And then your arms. Got your abdominals working. You're breathing, long, slow breaths, or then come back down. So this time we'll lift the head, the chest, the arms, and the left leg. Take your hands towards your feet. Widen your toes, both feet. You're collapsing the base of your neck. Bring the base of your neck backward. That's how you're going to lift your collarbones, the upper part of your rib cage up. And then exhale, come back down. You want to bring your hands under your head. Rest. Your breath. We're going to come into downward facing dog and then make it pigeon pose. Again. The space in the palms of your hands, the space in the soles of your feet. When you come into your down dog, line up your feet. Turn it again internal with your legs. Drop down through the base of all of your fingers. Especially check the first finger and the thumb, because you want to draw that energy right up into the front of your armpit. Otherwise, you're falling into your shoulders too much. Okay, so whatever you want to do, I'm going to take your right leg back and then bring it forward into pigeon. maybe. Got a haircut. Maybe your foot's back here, and this is fresh. You've got a block at home. You could put the block under your thigh. If you're working on bringing this front foot forward, you're on the outside of your foot. You want this left hip bone to come around. If your foot is back here, you're on the top of your foot. If you start bringing your foot forward, you're on the outside of your foot. This is an internal. So again, you want to pull the front body backward. You want to hold the weight of your head, so not letting the back of the head fall down. Your throat. So all this energy that comes, all this information that comes between your brain and your body. If you've got that all tight and tense, you want to come forward over your leg. Don't forget your feet because you brought your body forward. Bring the top of the right thigh backward, the top of the left thigh forward. Well, now when you come back up, if any of you want to bend this left leg, hold on to your foot, quad muscles, get to breathe. When you come back, we're going to come back into down dog. Now if you need to rest in child's pose first, you know you do that. Body part, see? Alright, so we're going to take the left leg back. Now, whether you do that or not is up to you. To bring your left knee forward and take your right leg backward. Again, if your foot is back by your right thigh, you're on the top of your foot. If you start bringing your left foot forward, you're going to be on the outside of your foot now. Are you dropping through here? Can you come backward through there? Come forward. Again, it's not about getting this hip to the floor, or this top of this hip to the floor. It's about opening up it's changing the memory of your muscles so that your hip joint moves like it's meant to, like it's designed to move before the tightness got there. Pull the top of the left thigh backward, release the back of your neck. Use both feet. Breathe, long, slow breaths. When you come back up, if any of you want to hold on to that back leg, again, be bringing your heel towards your hip. All right. When you come back into down dog, however you get yourself, you want to take that left leg back. You can do that the other side. Got space in the palms of your hands. If you drew a line from the base of your big toe, the base of your little toe to your inner heel. Feel like you're pushing your outer heels against something that's going to give you some resistance. All right, and then come back down. Child's pose, just rest. How's your breath? Inversion. If you want to pause it, I say this every time and you know what I'm going to say, if you want to pause it, go do what you're going to do. Crow pose, side crow, headstand, shoulder balance. Don't fall on your head in crow pose. It'd be easier to do crow if you lift your hips up and come into it. You have to use the first finger and your thumb. And if you bring your big toes toward one another, it grounds you. Yeah? So you've got something to push against. You're breathing, tuck your chin. Relax your jaw and your tongue. when you come back, and have you come onto your hands and knees again. We're going to turn the fingers backward. So you point your right fingers towards your knee. So you stretch out the front side of this side of your wrist, your forearm. And maybe you can come back to me. Go slow. See what happens across the base of all of your knuckles. Widen your fingers. Then give that hand a shake. And then turn your left hand backward. Left fingers towards your knee. Maybe you have to go forward. Maybe you might be the heel of your hand doesn't even get to the ground. But then if you can come backward a bit. See what happens right up into the shoulder, the upper back. And then come back. Some circles with your feet. We're going to bring the right ankle to the left thigh. Now, as you bring your left hand behind you and you bring your right hand to your right knee, just press down with your hand, press up with your knee, find the muscles that engage. Flex your ankles. This left leg is rolling, is an internal rotation. So if you had your foot against the wall, your big toe would be touching the wall like your little toe is touching the wall. All right, and then see about lifting your foot and your knee up. Maybe you can get your elbow, maybe it's your wrist. Maybe get your right elbow around. Maybe get your left elbow around. Try not to collapse backward. You want to hold the spine. You want to hold the weight of your head. All right. Now, whatever you've got here, see about bringing your leg back down and following it with your body. Release your jaw. Hold your shoulders back without jamming into them. Your left foot. What's happening in the back of your left calf, your knee. All right, then inhale, come back up. Circles with your feet. As you bring your left leg in, bring your right hand behind you, use your left hand on your left knee, push down with your hand, push down the hand, lift up with your knee. Hold yourself up. Right foot. Then see what holding on to your right foot, your left knee and your left foot, and maybe that's all you get. Can you keep that energy going up with your knee? So that when you start bringing your ankle away from your shin, and you're like, okay, I got it, but this is all I have. If you could get your left elbow around your knee, if you could get your right foot into the crease of your right elbow, and you hug your shin towards your chest. You don't want to get this in, you don't want to collapse this backward, you go backward. This is a forward. So when you start coming forward, bringing your left ankle to your right thigh, can you just, whatever space you had between your shin and your breastbone, can you keep that? Roll your right leg in, get your inner knee toward the ground, inner ankle toward the ground. All right, and then inhale, coming back up. Do some circles with your feet. We're going to try cobbler, tailor pose. So see about bringing your feet in. And if you need your hands back here, put your hands back here. You want to rock side to side a little bit. Again, you want this to be a backward. You want the tops of your arms to be a backward. Now, if you're very tight in here, weight forward. Stand with your knees, drop your heels toward the ground. I can come back. We'll bring the right leg in. Bring your arms around your right knee. Shin. Hold your shoulders down. Bring your spine forward. Hold the weight of your head up. Your left foot is engaged. And then bring your left hand to your right shin. And maybe that's all you get. Okay, I'm going to see about coming. If I don't have both arms around my shin, my knee, I can't sit up. So let's just stay here. Drop your shoulders down. widen your collarbones a bit. If you wanted to bring this right arm up and come forward, you could put your arm against your shin and come into prayer. Moving. But if this is happening, if you're all crunched up, then come back to where you can sit up. Your left foot. Can you get the big toe side of this right foot? If any of you want to come around for the bind, you can get that back there. But don't collapse this to get that. All right, we're going to do the other side. So when you bring your left leg in, roll your right leg, get an internal here, and hold yourself up. If you pull that energy backward through your arms, you're going to bring the spine forward to be able to hold your head up. Big toe side of this foot. You can stay here. If you want to bring your right hand to your left shin, you go, okay, I can take that I can take that away. I can still sit up. But if you take this arm away and you can't hold up, then you have to change the memory of these muscles that are going to hold you up. This puts all the pressure on you've got a whole lot of digestive system right in here, your heart, your lungs. If you want to come further, bring your arm to your shin, bring your hands in prayer pose. If you want to work on that bind, don't forget the inside of this left foot, this shoulder. You don't want it to collapse inward. All right, and then come up. Now do some circles with your feet, with your shoulders. All right, Paschimottanasana. Same stuff, always. You're tight here, then bend your knees. Maybe you begin here, because if this happens, you're not doing yoga, you're doing something different. You're not helping anything by trying to go too far, too fast. It's about, first off, you have to know what you're looking for. You're looking for health and happiness. Yoga it's been researched to prove that yoga brings health and happiness. From your little toes to your toes. So your knees aren't full hands. Maybe start here at the skin. Little toe to your big toe. Drop your inner heels toward the floor, wherever you've got your legs. Maybe here is your hinge. So if I had my stick, and put it here and here, and I brought things back to touch that, the base of my ribs and the base of my neck to touch that stick. And then I try to keep that shape while I came forward. I get to a certain point and go, I can't hold it anymore. If I go further, this is going to happen. If you get this far, I go, okay, I need to bend my knees to bring the front of my body toward the fronts of my legs. If you let the tops of your arms go forward, your spine's going to go backward. You need the tops of your arms to come backward, shoulder blades to come backward, so that you can bring your spine forward, keeping that line. Turn your legs in. Release the base of your neck. Right then, inhale, coming back on. What about a quick boat with arms? Maybe it's this. Maybe your feet don't lift off the ground. If you let your tops of your arms come forward, you're going to go backward. And you won't be able to save yourself, I don't think. Maybe your legs go long. Arms need to come backward. Roll from your outer foot to your inner foot, your outer thigh to your inner thigh. Get these muscles here in the abdominals, or get these lower back, upper back muscles to work. When you come back down, roll onto your back, stretch out your spine. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Can you use a lot of your lung space without exaggerating, without forcing anything? Maybe. We're going to cross the right thigh over the left. Stretch your arms out, line your shoulders, palms up. Drop your shoulder blades down, tuck your left hip under. If you press down, feel what happens. If you press your left foot into the ground, and your right thigh into your left thigh, and you bring your right foot towards your left leg, and maybe you tuck it behind. And you pull your lower ribs in, and you deepen your throat. And then you start bringing your legs out to the left side. You want to turn your face to the right. Use your left knee to bring your right leg across. You want bring your front hip bones in. Find these muscles around your pubic bones, behind each side of your pubic bones. Can you turn this left hip bone in while you bring your right leg over to the left? Don't forget to breathe. Stretch your fingers. I watch people think they've got sloppy hands, which means they've got no strength in their arms, they've got no strength in their upper body. When you now come back up. Fix your back. Alright, as you cross your left thigh over, stretch your fingers. Pull the tops of your arms in. Do the test. Don't do anything with your arms or your hands. Feel your upper back, your upper front. When you then stretch your fingers and you pull the tops of your arms in, do you feel the muscles strengthen? Did I say tuck your right hip under? If you push your right foot down and you push your left thigh into your right thigh and you bring your left foot towards your right calf and maybe you tuck it behind. Bring these front hip bones in. As you start, pull your lower ribs in. When you start bringing your legs over to the right side, you want to turn your face to the left, lower your chin. Now pull your lower ribs in. Can you bring your right hip bone, your right ribs in toward, if you have pubic bone, navel, breastbone, throat, can you pull your right side body toward that line? No, don't exaggerate anything. Pull the top of your right thigh under, let your left hip go over. Or then inhale, come back up. Fix your back. Go up for a couple long, slow, full breaths. You want to do something else, do something else. Otherwise, relax, push yourself. Or you want to do happy baby? You want to reach for your feet? You want to go side to side. Roll from your little toe to your big toe. When you settle yourself, push yourself. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Let everything open up. Done working the muscles. Your arms don't have to do anything, your legs don't have to do anything. And feel for your heartbeat in your chest at the base of the breastbone, perhaps. At each side of your throat, you've got a carotid artery that goes up, jugular vein that comes down each side. Relax your throat. Perhaps you feel your breath, your pulse at the fronts of your armpits, or the crease of your elbows, or the thumb sides of your wrists. Each side of the groin, you've got a femoral artery there that takes blood to your legs. Perhaps you feel your pulse there, or the backs of your knees, or the insides of your ankles. And then you could count. You count how many times your heart beats while you inhale. There's a pause. How many times does your heart beat in the pause? How many times does your heart beat during the exhalation? It might be different than your inhale. Perhaps there's a pause, but there is a pause. At the end of your inhalation, at that pause, you're absorbing that air. You're absorbing that breath. At the end of your exhalation, there's a stillness. Like there is no other place. corners of your mouth turn up, corners of your eyes. I hope I said something that helped you get through the day, or that helped you find something new in a posture that you found something new to do. Stay if you want. Happy Saturday. Namaste.